What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing good. Happy Monday night to you all. Hope you are in the best of health and your families, loved ones, everybody is doing well. Man, another day, another Nick rumor. It just doesn't stop. But we'll talk about the new stuff that's been happening. There's always something. We are in the midst of all the conversations. We'll talk a little bit about some contract negotiation stuff, a little bit, not too much. And we're also going to talk about Brendan O'Connor, who still is not officially hired as a staff member yet, but he is apparently going to be hired very soon by the New York Knicks, coming over from the LA Clippers. He's a defensive coach and should really help solidify the New York Knicks defense. So, hey, listen, guys, let's not waste any time. Let's get it going. We're going to get into all of it. Let's get it cracking. Let's go.
Say go, New York, go, New York, go. Say go, New York, go, New York, go. Say go, New York, go, new team, it's the same dream. New Knicks City uniform, they stay clean. I just caught mine off of Fanatics in the garden with my hands in the air, we back at it.
You see it. Welcome to SKF Weekly. Let's go. Yeah, we are back, baby. I am your man, Ron. That is my brother. That is my other brother, Jose. Oh, I'm gonna hold it down tonight for the fellas. Don't you worry about it. I got it. They got some stuff going on, and it's summertime, family time, a lot of stuff going on. So don't you worry. We got the content for you. We're gonna talk about some stuff. I hope everybody's doing well out there. Appreciate y'all as always. Please smash the like button for the show. And thank you for all the support. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and tell your friends. Water. All right. So, listen, man. Where do we start? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. This Giannis Antetokounmpo stuff just won't go away, folks. Just won't go away. Every time try to get out, they bring you back in. Just won't go away. Jesus, it's ridiculous. Like I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to worry about this stuff. I'm not worried about it, but I don't even want to talk about it because it's pipe dreams until it's something real, and we're not even close to anything real. I can't do it. But apparently, according to Shams, there's still some fire out there. There's some buzz out there still with Giannis, still being somebody that could get traded. I don't listen. I'm cool. I'm like, all right, whatever. Whenever, whatever. We here. You know where we're at. We play at the Madison Square Garden Arena. You know where to find us. I mean, I don't know what's going on. Whatever. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So that's that. We're still waiting on Ben Simmons to make a decision. This is like LeBron in upstate Connecticut when he was trying to decide whether he was going to be a Knick or go to Miami. I'm taking my talents to South Beach. What are we doing here? I don't understand. I don't know. This Ben Simmons stuff is just ridiculous to me. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Like, and for the most part, wherever Ben Simmons goes, it's going to be a 1-year deal. What are we doing? What's all the talk? What are you waiting for? You already know there's 3 or 4 teams you're interested in. Make a damn decision. What are we doing? This is crazy. Like, what are we doing? I don't know, man. I'm lost for words right now. Ben's holding teams hostage right now. I don't even know what to say. It's crazy. This is wild. This dude. This is crazy. I mean, look. I ain't gonna look. If he comes to the Knicks, I ain't gonna be mad. I mean, it is what it is. I'll rock with him because, like I said, I know the Knicks already got their squad, and he would help the squad as another piece. So that's why I'm not stressing it. If we was a different team and we were like really struggling, and not a playoff team, and we needed Ben, that'd be different. That's then I'd be like, oh man, we in trouble. But I ain't worried about all that. Not worried about it at all. I just want him to make a damn decision. This is ridiculous to be stuck in limbo, waiting for this guy to pick a destination. It's crazy. It's crazy. But whatever. It is what it is. Okay, Ben. We still waiting on you, Playboy. You know what I mean? Huh? What up, Ben? Okay, now outside of that, there's he's really holding up a lot of that over there. Okay, fine. Outside of that, the Knicks are still looking to find a assistant head coach, right? Still haven't been able to find one yet. But they're not waiting. They're making moves no matter what. So we'll see. And who knows? You know, they might not even give somebody that title, right? You don't have to. You can set up your coaching staff however you want. You can make somebody an assistant head coach, but they don't have to be. So we'll see what happens. Because apparently the Knicks are, and this listen, we say a lot about the Knicks because sometimes we're not as confident because we see other teams making moves and we're like, why can't the Knicks make these moves? Or we see other teams with certain coaches. Why can't the Knicks have these coaches? Let me tell you something right now. What the Knicks are trying to do at the moment is pretty damn good. Okay, it's pretty damn solid what they're trying to do. Bringing in Brendan O'Connor, which we're going to talk about a little bit more in a little bit. And, you know, also, apparently they're trying to bring in, the hell's his name? Shoot. Just had it. What's his first name? Mike Weiner. Huh? Y'all like what? Who's Mike Weiner? Y'all know Mike Weiner. Y'all know Mike Weiner. Mike Weiner has been with the Indiana Pacers coaching staff since 2021. He has worked under teams with high-powered offenses that play at a quick pace, which is a key point of Mike Brown's coaching philosophy. He could bring some of that Indiana motion offense to the Knicks, baby. Let's go. We talk about the Knicks becoming a better team, a team that works together, a team that becomes unstoppable, a team that becomes tough for another team to figure out, not so predictable. You bring in Mike Brown, let's start pushing the pace. Let's get more motion offense. You want to take that motion offense to the next level? Go out there and get you Mike Weiner from Indiana. Go take one of them dudes. I like what the Knicks are trying to do, y'all. I like it. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I like it. I got to appreciate their mindset. I got to appreciate that. I do like that. It's always good. It's always good. That's right, Prezi, a coach for my enemy. And it's even better when the coach knows what the hell he's talking about. If the team is doing something, I like it. I like it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's no guarantee. But that's definitely something they're looking into. And hey, listen, no coach is the same. No coach is built the same. You know, maybe Mike Wayner says, hey, you know what? Halliburton's hurt. Miles Turner pieced out. I like Madison Square Garden. New York is a fun place. I like going to dinner over there. They got a championship contending type team. I'm with it. So you never know, man. Maybe we might be able to, swing Mike Wayner, and I'm with that. And then now we cooking. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I think the Jeff Van Gundy stuff, Kerry, ain't gonna really rock. I don't think that he's not a specialist at he's a good coach, but he's not a what we're looking for right now is specialists to add to Mike Brown. So Mike Wayner would be an offensive specialist, a motion offense specialist. Brendan O'Connor is a defensive specialist. So, I like what they're doing. They're really pinpointing, because that's one of the things that we talked about. Under Tom Thibodeau, Tibbs had good coaches, right? But I don't know. I couldn't point to the fingers of any of those guys and say these guys are specialists in this category. Mike Brown is coming in with a different mindset, and he's bringing in coaches that specialize in certain things. I like that, guys. I like it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, let me shout out you guys. Appreciate you. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. Bagger Jones says the camera's blurry. Hold on. You know what? Let me do this. Give me a second. I'm gonna try something. You might lose me, guys. You might lose me. Let me see. I'm gonna try to refresh this. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but I do see that my connection is not really strong right now. So I'm gonna try to do this and see what happens. No, and listen, worst comes to worst, I'll just start this thing again. So it is what it is. But let's see what happens. Hey, okay, how's that, Bagger? Try to refresh your browser as well, or if you're on your phone or something, leave the program and come back to it. Maybe it's a little better now. I'm still not getting a lot of love on my end, but it looked good for a minute. I saw more bars, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on, man. It's at that point where I've paid a lot of money to boost my bandwidth. I just need them to come out here again. It looks like every 6 months to a year, I need them to come out and check my wires again. Maybe stuff moves around. Maybe the weather. I don't know. Maybe my landlords. I don't. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Oh, the other thing too, Bagger, is check the settings on the screen and make sure it's set to 1080p or whatever. Because sometimes it defaults when the picture is not too good, it defaults to a lower setting. See if you could change it to a higher setting too. I don't know if that's going to help, but we'll see. Anyway, shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Salute to Walter Blackman in the building. What up, Walter? Nostalgic Nick. What's going on? Jay from PR in the building. Kerry Cox, as usual, my guy. Rasul Thomas in the building. What up, Rasul? Double D is in the building. What up, Double D? Sha Powers. Salute with the 3 capital S's. What's going on, Sha? One half of the Knicks Real Talk crew. I almost hit you with the wrong name. I'm gonna calm down. A lot of Knicks stuff. Let me see here. Shout out to Prezi, of course. Appreciate you, Prezi. Shout out to Bagger. Johnny Davis in the building. What up, Johnny? Let me see. Okay. Mets, Knicks fans, let's go. I think the Mets. I was watching the game in the background too. That was probably taking some of my bandwidth. I had to shut it down. I think the Mets just tied the game. They was down 5-0. They came back, so it's 5-5 now. I think. Kerry says Amir Coffee. I mean, listen, we can't talk about none of these dudes until Ben Simmons makes up his mind, man. We waiting on Ben. It's crazy. Shout out to Shoquan. No, I think they still do want him, Chris. They still got 2 spots available on the coaching staff. I mean, technically, they can hire as many coaches as they want, but they got 2 spots available on the coaching staff, and one of them is going to be a front chair spot, apparently, right? So, yeah. So it looks like Mike Brown will be having Rick Brunson and Brendan O'Connor. Even though Rick Brunson got demoted, he's still going to be a front chair coach. He's going to be up front with Mike Brown. And, one of these other offensive coaches is going to be up front as well. But, they could still bring in Chris Gent, and Chris Gent could be added, to the coaching staff, but just not be on the front coaching staff. He would just be sitting right behind them. Anyway, and that's another person, guys. You guys remember Chris Gent? Chris Gent used to be a former Knick. Oh, man, back in the heyday of the Knicks. He is also a very good offensive style coach, and that's someone else they're looking to bring in. So the Knicks is definitely all in on this offense, y'all. They all in. They trying to make this team a team with a system for real. I'm not mad at it. Shout out to Randu, member of the SKF Army in the building. What up, Randu? Appreciate you, my guy. Craig is in the building. What up, Craig? Sherwin's in the building. What up, Sherwin? Okay. So I would assume, like, if anybody's still having issues with the camera or the show being not in focus, refresh now, because I've got full bars on my settings according to StreamYard. So my stream should be coming in good. Shout out to E. Gibson in the building. What up, E? Salute. He said Tibbs' best coaching staff was when we had Woodson and Payne on the bench. I hear you. Well, guess what? Brendan O'Connor used to be on Mike Woodson coaching staff when he was an assistant coach with the Clippers. So, yeah, he's one of them dudes. Coach Sire in the building. What up, Coach? Good to see you, as always. Deron Wayne is in the building. Deron, what's going on? Member of the SKF Army. Salute to you, my guy. Joe Curry's in the building. What up, Joe? Good to see you. What up, Crim's dad? What's going on, player? Member of the SKF Army. Good to see you, my guy. Knicks will be 2026 champs in the building. Says, what's good, people? What's going on? And a member of the SKF Army. Salute to you. Shout out to David Smith in the building. What up, David? With all these new coaches, what will Rick Brunson do? Well, I mean, apparently he's still going to be on the front line. So he's going to still be, I guess what Rick Brunson is going to do is what Johnny Bryant used to do. Congratulate, talk to the players. If there's something, a little extra you want to say to the players, pull a player over to the side. When the players are coming off the court, go up to them, tell them what they did right, or tell them, hey, next play, watch this. This is what they're doing. That type of stuff. Because that's what he was already doing. So I guess he's going to continue to do that. Shout out to my guy, Karan, the objective Knick fan in the building. Salute. We are in the building. SKF, let's go. Salute to you, my brother. Dope show tonight. Appreciate you showing the love and coming over. As always, you fam. HRM is in the building. What up, HRM? Nick Yak is here. J Tap is in the building. What's going on, fellas? Parrish Doug is in the building. What up, Parrish? We don't have any passing talent on this team. We have willing passers, but we don't have talented pass you open playmaker. That's been, I know, that's true. Well, I mean, we do have another one, but he's still a work in progress. Just saying. Did I say what's up to J-Tap already? I think I did. What's up, J-Tap? Once again, if I didn't. Okay. I think I got everybody. And if there's anybody out there I missed, it's not for lack of trying. The love is there. Appreciate y'all. And definitely appreciate everybody who's tuned in that's not in the chat. Those who, just like to watch and don't really like to talk too much. And also those who are tuned in on X or on Facebook. Appreciate you guys. Once again, smash that like button if you haven't already done so. And share it out the stream to those who may not know we're rocking right now. Appreciate you. That's a good question. Prezi said, can we play a second season without blowing the team up again so we don't know what continuity means, huh? 2 games away from the finals and we need new pieces. Let Yabu and Clarkson do their thing. Okay. I'm with you. All right. So let's get back into the shout out to Darlene Bryant in the building. Let's go, Darlene. I was gonna get into this whole thing and put up like a graphic on Brendan O'Connor, but quite frankly, I got to do a little bit more digging to find out more about him. He's not a head coach, so his information is not as readily available. Like I want to do my usual pros and cons or whatever, the good and the bad. But this is what we know. He's been an assistant coach in the league for 14 years. Oh, you know what? Let me do this. Excuse me. Let me see if I can do this at least. Yeah, let me share my screen. So at least we'll have him. So some of y'all don't know what he even looks like. Okay, here we go. All right, so that's Brendan O'Connor right there with Chris Paul. Shout out to Sports Illustrated for their little article breakdown about new Knicks coach and his role being revealed after leaving the Clippers. So he was assistant head coach for 14 years. His first year was with the Knicks. I believe his second year was with the Sacramento Kings. And then he spent the last 12 years as assistant head coach. I mean, not assistant head coach, as an assistant coach for the Los Angeles Clippers. Right? He is known as a very smart defensive coach in the NBA. The LA Clippers were number 3 in defense in the NBA last year, behind Brendan O'Connor. They have been a top defensive team the last few years with his teachings and with obviously having the right personnel, having guys over there like Kawhi that can play defense, stuff like that. So he's good, bro. He's good. And what I like about him is it's another style of defense that you can play that's not all full of drop coverages. You know what I mean? And that's what the Knicks need desperately. We need to be able to play defense without the damn drop coverage. We also need to play better closeout defense on the three-point line. Can we do that? Can we be a little better at closing out on the three-point line? I mean, don't get me wrong. We have had moments in the playoffs, too, where the Knicks did a better job. But, for the whole season and for many seasons, we've been terrible at that. So, we have our moments, but he is known for being very good at dialing up defensive plays and defensive strategies to help with that. We need that. Um, okay. Kerry Cox says, so Rick Brunson handed out energy bars to play. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, Kerry. Yeah, so he's gonna be he's gonna be doing something. I don't know yet. So I don't know yet. Oh man. Okay. Chilling. All right. So anyway, back to Brendan O'Connor. All right. So guys, let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Hey, and let's see how I look over here. There we go. All right. So good information to know here. So apparently the Clippers decided they wanted to go all in on defense, right? So they made a decision back in 2024-25 season to have the best defensive roster of Kawhi Leonard's era, blah, blah, blah. They brought in Paul George. Well, they lost Paul George and they lost Westbrook. I'm sorry. But they brought, who did they bring in? I don't know. Anyway, Clippers were the number one net overall, number one offense. Yeah, offense, not defense, right? And then they had the number 3 defense. That's elite basketball right there. That's a fact. So Jeff Van Gundy returned to the bench. We know that helped, right? Top 5 defensive all season. Behind Oklahoma City, blah, blah, blah. Brendan O'Connor was a large part of the Clippers' defensive renaissance and is widely praised for his defensive acumen. He served as an assistant coach for the Clippers since 2013 under Doc Rivers and Tyronn Lue, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we know he's close to joining the Knicks, still not official. Blah, blah, blah. He was under Mike Brown, too. Wait a minute. So he was with the Brooklyn Nets and I didn't see that on the list. Maybe I didn't look far enough. He was with the Brooklyn Nets and the Detroit Pistons where he won a championship with Larry Brown in 2004. Okay. O'Connor is not a household name, but he's considered one of the best defensive minds in the NBA. Okay. Oh, that goes back to what I said before, but I already knew that. But so it says the expectations in New York is that Rick Brunson and newly hired Brendan O'Connor will fill 2 of the 3 front of bench seats on new coach Mike Brown's staff. So, as I said, Rick Brunson's going to be up there in the front, y'all. Handing out energy bars, I guess, Kerry. I don't know. According to Ian Begley, Western Conference exec said Brendan O'Connor is a great get for the Knicks. O'Connor will be top defensive assistant on Mike Brown's staff, a hell of a basketball coach, and a great guy. Knicks just made their best offseason acquisition, the Western Conference exec said. All right. Well, there's that. So he apparently is really good at the defensive side of basketball. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. And we've been talking about this recently, and that still hasn't changed. The Knicks, you have to have a certain level of defense to be able to win a championship. We know that. But I do think that if you're a top 15 defensive team, you can win an NBA championship. You obviously have to be really good at offense, though. But I think the Knicks are going to be really good at offense. But yeah, I think a top 15 defensive team with a really good offense, we're talking top 10 offense, top 5 offense, I think you can win an NBA championship. We almost saw it happen last year. Or should I say this year that just passed. So, and you know what? I think somebody said it before. But I think the Denver Nuggets was another team. Same thing. Top 15 defense, top 5 offense. That when they won the championship. Yeah, I think they were. Yep. Denver Nuggets had the 15th best defense the year they won the championship. Well, there you go. So the Knicks are in good shape, guys. Knicks are in good shape. Shout out to Anthony D in the building. What up, Anthony? He said, you think JB is here without his dad? I mean, I don't want to say that, Anthony. I think it was the combination of us making it a hallmark experience for him. We gave him his dad. We gave him his best friends. Like we did a lot. So I don't think it's just his dad. I think the whole thing probably we set him up lovely. So I think that all had something to do with it. But I hear you though. I guess we'll never know because we rolled out the red carpet big time for Brunson. So I don't know. Not too many. I mean, granted, this is not something foreign. Other teams do this all the time. Other teams have done it. And then, I mean, but it's true, though. Listen, let's not forget. Brunson not only had his father over here, they brought his best friend, Josh Hart, here. They brought another good friend, maybe not his best friend, but he comes to Thanksgiving, and Dante DiVincenzo over here. Right. And then they were bringing Mikal Bridges over here. They were trying to bring the whole familia. So, he had a lot of reasons to want to stay here and be comfortable here. I don't think it's just his dad. I think dad helped, but I hear you though. I hear you. You're not wrong. I'm just saying it might be not just the dad, but I hear you. Shout out to Paris Duggar. Thank you for the generous super chat. He says, are we talking about a chip? If so, please get these Kolick and one-dimensional deuce types out of here. We only need one under 6'2" guy on this team, please. You know Kolick's 6'4", right? I just want to throw that out there. But how do I say this? Do you think that maybe we are being a little too harsh on what some of these Knicks players can do on this team? I mean, think about it. Think about what I'm saying here. Mikal Bridges, inconsistent, right? We know that. But we also know Mikal Bridges had some very special moments for this team in the regular season and in the playoffs. So the talent level. He's a high talent player. He's just not consistent, but he's highly talented. He's got talent. He's just not consistent. But we've only had him 1 year. So we go from a guy like Tom Thibodeau, who's a defensive coach, who doesn't have a really potent offensive system, who limits the players in pace and running because he needs stuff to be set up for his defense. And you go out and bring Mike Brown, who's more of an open-ended type coach, who will run, who will do different things, who will push the pace, which benefits offensive players. And then you go out and bring in Ricardo Fawaz, his favorite coach, the coach he attributes to helping him become an NBA player and become a more efficient NBA player. You bring that guy to the team, and y'all, and I'm not saying you're talking about him specifically right now, Parrish. I'm just saying, these are just examples. And Knicks fans are very concerned. I don't know about Mikal Bridges. I don't know if we should have gave him the money. We only had him 1 year, and now we trying to make him better by bringing in people that can elevate his game. And y'all concerned? I'm not concerned about that. I think he's going to have a great year. My whole thing with Mikal Bridges is never about, is he worth the money? Never about, is he worth the picks? It's always about, can he be consistent? Because there's nobody in here, and I don't care who you are. It's just my opinion. No one can tell me that Mikal Bridges is not a highly talented player on offense and defense. He is. He's got the skills. I mean, he might have to change his style of play a little bit in order to maximize those skills, but he's got it. If Mikal Bridges said, you know what, instead of me I'm just throwing a number out there. I don't know his number. Instead of me taking 153s this year, I'm going to take 110, right? And those 40 extra 3 attempts, I'm going to change those 3 attempts to mid-range shots. I'm going to hit the mid-range bag. I'm telling you, Mikal Bridges will start cooking people because his mid-range is lovely, especially when he's not falling away so much. But, he's got a great mid-range shot. It's all about, does he want to play that style of basketball? Is he willing to become a mid-range assassin? I don't know. But those dudes had good careers in this league. The Rip Hamiltons of the world and stuff like that, they had really good careers. And they, a lot of them got championships too. And then on the defensive side, just to be comfortable in your setting, have another year playing with the Knicks. Obviously, we're going to have a somewhat new style defense. A lot of the old stuff is still going to be there because, continuity, we got to stay consistent. But they're going to be mixing it up. And maybe getting rid of that drop coverage will be a blessing in disguise. So we'll see, man. And then outside of Mikal Bridges, we're talking about Kolek. What do we know that Kolek has done bad, guys? I mean, we know he don't play great defense, but what do we know that Kolek has done bad on the NBA court? We don't. We haven't seen him. The only thing we judging him on is his play in the summer league. That's not going to do it for me. I can't get too high on the summer league. I can't get too down on the summer league. Just let it happen. We got to see what happens. Let's see what these guys got, man. We don't know nothing about these guys. We haven't seen their best yet. We definitely don't know enough about Huck Porty. We don't know enough about Dadier. We definitely don't know nothing about McCullers. Let's see what they got. Nostalgic Nick says, first off, Parrish, you funny. He says Kolek is a Utah Jazz, Ron. You ain't lying. Listen, we all said that as soon as we drafted him. We know he would be perfect in Utah. They would love him over there. We know. But he's here right now, yo. He's here right now. He's our guy. We love us some Coco. No, that's not a good nickname. He'll probably hate that one. All right. We love Kolek. Anyway. So Nostalgic Nick says, where is he playing at? I don't know where he's playing at, bro. But I have a feeling that depending on what we do with this last veteran pick, if the veteran pick is Shamet or somebody like that, Kolek is going to play somewhere, a little bit here and there. But if it's Ben Simmons, that's different. I don't know about that. But anyway, we'll see. I told you before, you guys, listen, and somebody already said it. And I don't know, I already put it up there, but I forgot who said it in the chat about, maybe it was Parrish, or about us having good passers. We got willing passers, but good passers that can pass people open. When Mike Brown is trying to orchestrate this offense, and whoever he brings in as an offensive coordinator is trying to orchestrate this offense, they're going to want a guy who can see the floor, who can pass the ball. Like you said, we don't have many of those, but Kolek can do it. We all know Kolek can do it. And so the issue is, will Kolek outshine a lot of other guys like Deuce or whoever, Clarkson, whoever may be bringing up the ball when it comes to orchestrating Mike Brown's offense, that's what I keep telling y'all. I keep thinking, because we are switching to this new style of play, more offensive based and more motion and more movement, I think Kolek is going to make a name for himself to get playing time. Remember the whole thing on the Tom Thibodeau, you got to play defense to be out there on the floor. Under Mike Brown, you may need to be able to orchestrate the offense to get out there on the floor, because that's what we're missing. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that he's improved so much this year that he's warranting anything. I'm just saying his skill set that he has, when Mike Brown's running plays and maybe Brunson's not out there, or they're using Brunson differently, they're going to want somebody to move the ball and carry things out. And I'm not saying Deuce can't do it or Clarkson can't do it, but Kolek is going to be able to do things a certain way that I think Mike Brown and whoever that offensive coach is, they're going to like it. And that's what's going to help him get playing time. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but it makes sense to me. We don't have a lot of guys who could do it, but we know Kolek can do it. He just don't play no defense. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. There's no guarantees anyway. No, y'all are crazy. Kolek is a big three player. Well, we'll see. If the rumors are correct, then Kolek is going to play for the Knicks sparingly at different times. Apparently, he's going to play. I don't know if it's true or not. I know these are rumors, and none of this stuff is been confirmed by anybody. And you know what? Unless Mike Brown or some other coach says it, I'm not going to really believe it either. But we'll see. I do know that if these guys are going to try to play a better style of offense, Kolek is going to look good out there when they're practicing. I know that. It's just that's why he got drafted, because of his skill set. So if that's going to be enough for him to get playing time, that I don't know. But I'm just saying, I think he's going to orchestrate better than some other people. We'll see. Yeah, Kolek doesn't turn it over. You're going off his first two. Yeah, I'm not even thinking about Summer League. I can't think about that. Because none of it matters. Because none of that stuff translates. I don't care what I see in Summer League. I've seen dudes drop 30 in Summer League and then come to the NBA and they're lucky if they get 5 points. I'm not rocking with the Summer League too much. It's good to see when there's no basketball. Fun to see them play against their peers for the most part, but I'll wait until we get that, because the sample size of watching Kolek's games in the Summer League compared to what he did when he was actually out there on an NBA floor, I'm not going to. So you want me to take what he did in the Summer League and say, now he's a bum? No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I got to see it. I got to see it this year in the NBA floor. I got to see how he looks for me to say that he's taken a back seat and he's regressed. And until I see it, I can't say it. So I'll be waiting to see how he looks if he plays. Shout out to Drip Moore in the building. What up, Drip? Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Preferred barber of the Knicks community and still Knicks fans. Let's go. Shout out to Damian Cox in the building. What up, Damian? Said no Benjamin Simmons for me, nor the Knicks. No thanks. Well, it ain't up to us. JM3 says, I want Diawara to get those minutes, to be honest. I mean, hey, listen. I think a lot of us would like to see what some of these guys can do, but that's what practice is for, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, bottom line is practice is their time to shine. You know, run the plays the way they need to be run and show what you can do out there. That's going to wake up the coach and say, hey, I need to find a way to get this guy out there on the court. He's got some stuff. So they better get busy. When they open up the doors for camp and they get into practicing, them young players better do something to shine in front of the coaches. That's a fact. They have to. I don't think I missed anybody. Oh, wait. Let me see. Sherwin says, dudes who can't dribble in the Summer League doesn't get better in 2 months. I called Frank a bust after one game. I call a point with no handle. Kolek is the same. I can't do that, Sherwin, because I know you quick to judge, Sherwin. I don't know. I can't do it. I can't take what I saw in a couple summer leagues game as the gospel on what a player's done when I saw what he did in the G League and I saw what he did in NBA games. I can't say that, even though I small sample size, I still see them play better. I still see them move the ball and not turn the ball over. And we also got to see him in a preseason game play the whole game when the first was it the first to second preseason game where they played the whole bench and no starters. I saw Kolek run that whole game. He played great. And we won that game. I can't say that yet. Guys can't have a bad spell. You just can't be going through something, have a bad moment. Maybe he was having a bad moment in the summer league. If we would have looked at Pacom Dadier, right, how he played last summer league and then how he played to start the year, some people would have said Pacom Dadier is a bust. But he got to play in the G League last year or this past year. And when he was healthy, he started looking better. And then we saw him in this year's summer league when he was healthy. Once he started getting comfortable, he looked pretty good. And then we hear that in practice, he shoots the best percentage from three. This all happened with time, but we can't take one part of it and say that this, devaluates the other part of it. We just got to look at it for the whole. I think Pacom Dadier is someone that needs a lot of time to understand how to play on an NBA floor. But he's good. I think he'll be good. I think McCullough, to me, is a step above him right now. Like, I think he's a little bit more ready than him right now to be out there on the floor. Kolek, now, is Kolek a flashy handle type of dude? No. Does he have to work smart to be able to, move the ball up the court? Yeah. That's just who he is. But I also disagree with the fact that you can't get better. You can get better at everything as long as you're young enough. And I mean young, like in your 20s, whatever. Like 20s. You got to be in your 20s, I think. I don't know about once you're in your 30s, you're probably already who you are. But everybody can get better. It's all about if you already have the physical tools to do it. And when I say that, I'm not saying it with no proof. You guys all know the best example of that is Steph Curry. Steph Curry was not a good ball handler coming out of college. He just wasn't. He was decent. He could hold the ball without turning it over. But as far as breaking down people and getting to the rim whenever he wanted to and all that stuff, and if you're getting blitzed and double teamed, not having to give the ball up, no, he had to. He had to give the ball up and reset. But once his ankle got better after those first 3 years being in the NBA, once his ankle healed up. Oh, by the way, while his ankle was hurting him, he worked on his dribble. He worked on his shots. Then, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years into the league, dude's handle was crazy. All of a sudden, he's starting to go behind his back. He had one of the best handles in the game. Not Kyrie level, but damn good. So I don't want to hear that you can't improve. You can improve your handle. Look, Deuce McBride's biggest knock is that he don't have a handle and his first step was slow and he couldn't really penetrate and get into the lane. Not this year, but last year we saw, what did he work on? Figuring out how to push the ball ahead and make that his little way of getting ahead of the defender and getting his first step into the lane. And that worked all year. All of a sudden, instead of him being too slow to break down the defense or get into the paint, he was getting into the paint at will. He started dunking on people. I mean, yes, it was a lot of one-handed movement, but still, he got better in the thought of how can I be better at breaking down somebody and getting to the lane. So I'm just saying, like, guys can get better. Jason Kidd was a decent shooter in the league, and never a good three-point shooter. Then his last couple years in the league, he became one of the best three-point shooters in the history of the NBA. Blake Griffin was a dunker, couldn't shoot. Last couple years when he started getting hurt more, he started learning how to shoot threes. Then he was one of the better three-point shooters. I'm just saying, you can get better. You got to put the time in, though. And you got to have the ability, but you got to put the time in. All right. So let me do this while I have you guys. Let me open up the phone lines, see if anybody want to get their talk on. You know what I mean? you stop it. Stop it, Parrish. All right. You saying this now, but you a hard sell too. But once you see the light, you're gonna change your tone. Let these young players get a chance to play and see what we got. We don't know anything yet. Shout out to everybody. We got about 85 people across all platforms watching right now. Please smash the like button, show the love. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being here, tuning in. All right, let me open up the phone lines. Hold on. All right. Okay. You know what it is. That's right. The number to call in is 347-305-7280. Once again, if you want to call in, it's 347-305-7280. Let's see what else the chat talking about. He said Deuce is a fan favorite for some. I mean, because he's the underdog. He's like the workman of the team. Everybody who had everybody's team that's got a guy like a Deuce on it, they're always going to be the fan favorite. It just is what it is, man. He's not as tall as everybody. We like the fact that he's got some spunk. When we see him go up and dunk on somebody or catch a dunk, we like really hype about it. You know what I mean? Something about Deuce. And he's got a cool name. I'm comparing the ability for a player to improve on an aspect that they are lacking in the league. That's all I'm saying, Anthony. And I'm talking about Curry's first years. Caller, you on live, SKF Weekly. Your name and where you calling from?
Michael Stratton. I'm calling from California.
What's going on, Michael?
I live in Queens, New York, baby.
What's happening, brother?
I'm all right. How you doing, man?
Can't complain, man. We here.
Hey, Ron, I love your show, man. I watch it all the time. But I got to tell you, the Knicks need to look at Delano Banton. He's in Portland. He's a unrestricted free agent. And Brandon Boston Jr.
Mm-hmm.
They're both 6'7", 6'9", point guards and shooting guards, can pass, dribble, shoot. And you need somebody beside Brunson that, Brunson plays defense. He's just, his physical attributes, they don't line up with some of the other taller guards. So that you put a guard 6'7", 6'9" beside him that can take the pressure off of him. And then you get out there and the Knicks are going to run under Brown anyway. And everybody else we got, we're ready. We're locked in. We can match up against anybody then.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Listen, the only reason why you don't hear me talking about Boston or Banton is the fact that we still waiting on Ben Simmons. Like, he's holding up everything we got going. We ain't looking at nobody.
No. I love the fact they're looking at Ben, but Ben is not going to shoot, and they're going to fall into the same Josh Hart dilemma when the pace slows down in the playoffs. that's how Ben Simmons got exposed when he was with Philly. There was nothing, they couldn't hide him anywhere then. Not that they should have had to hide a 6'9" point guard that can play defense, but when they did the 1990s defense and closed the middle and they allowed him to stand outside, he couldn't shoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
That's
don't think
true.
the Knicks should wait on him. The guy, if he would have listened to Kobe and worked on his shot back in the days when he was first, out there, he would be unstoppable now because he's just coming into his prime now. But like you said, maybe he can get better. He's still in his 20s. If he, takes a year off and shoots, maybe he'll come back as the Jason Kidd Simmons that people want to see. But right now, you got 25-year-old Delano Banton from Portland. You got 23-year-old Brandon Boston. They've got NBA experience and they're ready now. 6'7", 6'9" point guards, shooting guards. I'm sure Brown, who gives assignments out to each player in the summer, holding them accountable, letting them know what the team is looking forward for out of them coming into the season. The sky's the limit. You get these guys, you get them in with Brunson. Brunson's already unstoppable. You get another guy that can go to the hole, pass, dribble, shoot. The whole key is this: Bridges is on the clock. Even if you don't get a guy in, he's on the clock because now you got guys behind him. Dadier, all these guys, McCullough. McCullough looked good in the summer league as far as, I know you don't hold the summer league high, but he looked like he had a little flash with him, and he used to be a point guard. He's 6'7". So you give him a chance to get in and do some things. Even Kolek, I believe he could get better, but again, another guy that I look at as Reed Shepherd of Rockets. They just took a guy off of the Lakers who plays D, and the coach there, he loves those type of players, and I don't think Reed is going to get in. But the sneaky thing about Reed Shepherd, even though he's 6'2", he plays D, and he's got the whole package. He just is not getting any time, and he just turned 21. You get one of them guys, the Knicks are set for years to come, and I'm telling you, I just sit back and wait for them to rock. See, I come from, even though, I'm not old school, as a kid, I didn't know anything about the Knicks. I was like 8 years old, and when I found out that they won championships in the middle 70s and they won them earlier than that, I remember that as those times. And I tell you, if the Knicks as a matter of fact, the New York Knicks are who Golden State mirrored their team behind. Everybody dangerous, 5 out. That team with Clyde and Frazier and DeBusschere, they had everybody. People coming off the bench, centers that can shoot. They just had it all. And then they never got a team like that again. So this team right now, the Knicks have sneaky. They're kind of like the old team they used to have where they could come off a bench with a wave of guys if they instill confidence in them. Let them play, see what we got, and then let's work from there. But, I think they got a lot of talent that was unused under Thibodeau. And again, people talk about him, but that's one of the reasons he's not there because he didn't use the talent. And he was non-flexible. And, he held to me. I thought Tibbs, he quietly, if you disagreed with him and you got in that doghouse and he didn't speak to you again, then he just forgot about you.
Yep.
That point guard that's with Philadelphia, he should still be with the Knicks. I really believe when RJ was here with the power forward that we had, Julius Randle, they froze him out a lot of times. And Dante got in, and Dante was part of the Villanova crew. You had to look at him. So, of course, he looked good when they passed it to him. They didn't pass it to Grimes. Grimes should be here. Obi should be here, but that's another story. We gave them away for nothing. We just threw them in deals. First-round draft picks, threw them in deals because they disagreed with Tibbs. So I'm so happy. It's Christmas time that he's not here to me. We got Brown. He's coming in with an offensive coordinator. He's an all-around coach. He's actually going to listen to his staff. He's going to coordinate with the upper management. I think the Knicks right now are in the best position that they've been in years. Yeah,
I agree with you. I think that I think you nailed it. What you're saying this is what I'm looking forward to. This is what I hope most Knicks fans will understand is the difference between what the team was last year and what the team can be this year. Mike Brown is not Tibbs. I know people keep saying it because they both have been
keep forgetting.
Yeah, they've both been good good coaches and never won a championship on their own. But that's not why you say. And they both got tough demeanors, but they're not the same. Like Mike Brown includes other coaches in his coaching. He does different things. He has a different style of he has systems in place for offense and defense. And he takes input from other coaches. In some cases, I heard Mike Brown would like to take, so he just sits around and allows another coach to coach the team. Whatever.
Hey,
My point is he's just different.
Yeah.
It's not the same. I know it seems the same, but it's not the same. So that's interesting. Mm-hmm.
I just want to ask you one thing. Wouldn't it be nice if the Knicks went back to what they used to do before all the drama? You know, the Knicks used to have open practices.
I know.
I'm in L.A., and you can see how they practice. You don't have to give away the secrets, but just see how the teams are coming along together, how they're building. Bring the fans along. Let them see. Everything doesn't have to be top secret.
Right.
Open it up to us. I mean, a whole season, we like to see what they look like because people are going to go on the ride.
Right.
And this is going to be one hell of a ride. I'm just, hey,
it's true.
We got Yabusele at a power forward. And see, another thing, I know people love Mitch, but no more one-dimensional kind of guys. I mean, you can't start Mitch with Cat. It didn't work in Minnesota with that lineup. Oh, they won games in the playoffs. They got exposed. And I would say Yabusele and Cat starting, if you're going to start a power forward center, and it be 5 out, OG be the 3 guy, and Bridges probably end up being the 2 guard. But again, another thing, one more thing. The Knicks cannot fit round pegs in square holes. I mean, in what world did you ever remember? I don't know. I never remembered that Bridges was a shooting guard. I never remembered that. I always thought he was a 3-and-D guy.
I'm trying to remember, was he a shooting guard? Because I can't remember if they came to the team at the same time. I'm trying to remember if he was a shooting guard right before they got Cam in Phoenix, or did they get Cam and Bridges at the same time? The chat would have to correct me on that.
It's funny. They're the 2 same guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, Cam Johnson, shit. If you can change, excuse my language, family show, you can change up. I mean, who wouldn't switch Cam Johnson with Bridges?
Hey.
I hate to kill Bridges, but
the thing about, and I hear you. Don't get me wrong. I'm with you. The thing about Bridges that keeps me hanging on. It keeps me hanging on. Oh, man, why did that pop in my head? But anyway, is that he has given us moments. And those moments, not everybody can give you a moment. And when the thing about Bridges is you can't say, oh, this guy's trash, bro. He stinks on offense. He stinks on it's not that. Kill him. It's he got the ability. He just don't always show up, and that is, to me, that's what keeps me he got. You know what I mean? That's what keeps me in his favor.
I come in peace, but Trey Murphy III throws Bridges to the left field. If the Knicks had a Trey Murphy III, and I'm seeing that the Pelicans are willing to move one of those kind of forwards, and they got a lot of extra people, they can't feed all those mouths. If we had an opportunity, say, 6 months from now, because I know Bridges is eligible in 6 months, about 6 days before the trading deadline, if it's working out, fine. If it's not working out and he's disappearing, Trey Murphy III, I'm looking at if Dottie or one of the other wings we have on the bench didn't replace him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at what happened in Brooklyn. In Brooklyn, he was the guy for a half season. Then all of a sudden, Cam Thomas was the guy. I didn't hear about Bridges anymore. And then we got him.
Right.
For 5 draft picks. And I think we got him with that nostalgic Villanova crew that we were trying to do. And I'm so glad it's over. And being that it's over, I mean, I hate to say it, but Brunson would be the one that is always going to be here. But I don't know about the other guys. I wish we could bring back my man. DiVincenzo was to me, honestly, they could say what they want about him. When the game was on the line, that guy had a heart of a warrior. And I love that in the playoffs. When it's on the line, guys show up. They don't disappear. So Bridges, I can't kill him because when it was on the line, he defensively came through a couple of times. The only thing that kills him, it takes him the whole game. I'm saying, where was he? But all of a sudden, there he is. So I can't totally dismiss him.
I hear you though. Don't get me wrong, bro. I hear you. I hear you.
If we had Trey Murphy the third, oh my God.
What if I told you?
You can't have everything.
You can't. We not the Yankees, and then even the Yankees see that don't work all the time. You can't get everybody. It don't guarantee a championship. So
I'm gonna kill you with that. With the Yankees, when they play small ball, which means stealing the bases and doing all the little things, nobody beat the Yankees.
Oh yeah, of course.
The only time the Yankees lost, and because they had those power batters, and they came up and it was the last out, the last inning, and everybody wanted to do that Broadway thing and walk off into the sunset and win the game. When they played like that, that's the only way a team could beat us.
I hear you. That's fair.
When the Yankees played that small ball, nobody beat the Yankees.
This is true. No, you're right. I agree. But you gotta have the personnel. You gotta have the right players, and that's why when it takes a little bit of everything. I hear you.
I like what you said, but you see what you said.
I hear you though. But
you said you have to have the right personnel and the right players.
I know. But hey,
it comes back.
Yeah, but
we getting there.
So, but this is the thing that I want you and all of my fellow Knicks fans to understand. We don't know that we don't have the right personnel because we try to play a style of basketball with the team that may not have been suited for that style of basketball.
So who are you? Because we went 1990s, 7 players. 82 games, 48 minutes a game, and in the third quarter, we had no legs. We'll have 20-point lead, and we'd be bound by 10 in the fourth quarter. And we never knew we couldn't recover, but the whole thing was you have to use your bench. You have to develop your bench. And again, you have to develop players. And so they're putting that in place. They got coaches that will be listened to. They're going to develop players because remember, when Quickly and all those guys were here, Quickly was a gym rat. And they developed themselves. They pushed themselves, Grimes and them. They was in the gym. You had to give them the keys to and that's what we need. We need young guys, get the damn keys, get in the gym. When you get your shot out there, go ahead and shine, man. And the New York Knicks fans are behind. We've been waiting for it. We hungry. We just want you to know we here. We want the team to know, look, we behind you. But give us something to be behind you with and for. Come on, man. Don't get out there and go in a disappearing act because we're like, I don't think a lot of Knicks fans can kind of stomach that. So, as long as that team plays, not like we want them to play, like they're capable of playing, they got all my respect.
I hear you. That's fair. Well, the best thing that you can do with any team that you feel is a championship level team,
that we are.
And that doesn't have a lot of money, which is another thing we are, because we don't have a lot of money anymore. It's tied up.
But you got these 2 players waiting.
I know.
Pick one of them.
I understand.
Not Ben Simmons.
But you know what? You take so that's what I think that as a team we lost, right? I think this year was the first year that you can say Tibbs didn't make the majority of the players on the team better. I think Josh Hart had one of his best seasons, but Josh Hart was playing 37 minutes, 38 minutes a game. Like, he was out there.
At one time, Josh Hart said, and I quote, he didn't know his role when he was coming off the bench. But when he started getting those 40 minutes, he shut up. He didn't care if Tibbs can howl at the moon. Josh Hart agree with anything he say because you playing him all these minutes. If I'm an NBA player and I got a coach going to give me 35 minutes a game, he could be dead ass wrong. He right to me as long as.
Oh yeah, as long as you get to play.
He's right.
Yes, as long as you get to play, of course.
That's what killed me with the Knicks because they had a lot of players. Sometimes they have off games. Let another guy. Let's see what we have on the bench. That's what happened with Jeremy Lin. Remember?
Right.
They didn't know where he come from. He finally got a shot, and he produced. But if you go ahead and if you see these guys all the time in practice, but again, I understand Tibbs didn't practice. I don't know.
But you know, I just want to say real quick the reason why we all know this, but Tibbs is not like Tibbs loves practice, but Tibbs didn't feel like he could practice with these guys with the way the NBA schedule has been the past couple of years. These games are happening frequently.
Down.
So, you know, and especially, could you imagine how you gonna have full practices and you playing dudes 40 minutes in games? You talk about dead. These guys will be done. Forget about it. We'd be lucky if we win any games with full practices.
But then again, you see what happened during the season when he did that for a couple of years in a row. Knicks be up by 30. Oh, I kept the starters in there because we don't practice much, so this is our practice. I said, my God, here's a time we can see what we got. We won't see what we got because he's holding practice because he got a lead.
Yeah,
that's not cool.
It's not. That's probably not. It's not the best answer these days. The only time that I was behind Tibbs when it came to those big minutes was when we were hurt and we had all these guys hurt. He had to do what he had to do. But once we healthy and we had one of the most healthiest teams we've ever had, didn't make sense. But okay, nope. All right. So, but what I was gonna say is the other thing too is Mike Brown, I think, is trying to look at this team for what it is. There's just too many, you know, there's a little bit more offense on this team than there is defense. And when you have that type of team, you got to play to your strengths. If you want to win at a high level, you have to play at a high level of what your talent is based on. We are an offensive team first and a defensive team second. We are no longer a defensive team first. So we got to lean into the offense.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on, time out. A lot of people don't agree with me when I say this. But I say sometimes a top offense can be your best defense. What happens is, which was happening with Golden State and the Spurs and a lot of offensive teams at the time, they were running their plays and the defensive team was on their heels so much trying to stop them that when they got the ball offensively, I mean the defensive team, they didn't have nothing in the tank. So sometimes it works against those overly defensive teams. I'm saying I would rather be more balanced toward the offense and then have team defense. Because, you know, Curry wasn't the greatest defender, but in team defense, he looked kind of good, didn't he?
He was all right. Yeah. As he got older, he got better.
Defense.
He got better as he got older. Yeah.
But it was team defense. And the Knicks have to defend. And again, we have Mike Brown here, so hopefully they'll defend that perimeter. I was getting tired of watching guys. I said, well, there's nobody on him. It's a 50-50 chance that he may hit the shot. So, and I've seen teams get up on guys on the perimeter. So I'm thinking that the Knicks will do a little bit more of that. And I don't think, you know, I will fear anybody. And it's not about fear, it's competition. I think that they're going to have a team that competes at the highest level. I can't wait to see the Knicks against the Rockets. That's going to be one hell of a game because the Rockets are deep. Everybody talking about OKC. Better look at the Rockets. And also, where do you think Indiana fell off at? They're going to have Nembhard starting. When he started, they were pretty good, too. They lost the starting point guard. They lost the shooter, but they replaced that shooting center with another center that can shoot. And they're going to have guards that can also, not replace, but could come in and do real well. So I don't think Indiana's going to take a fall.
Yeah, but they like the thing about Miles Turner is not just that he can shoot it. He also is one of the best blockers in the league. So they're going to lose a little something from him not being there on the defensive side with his ability to block shots and hold down that paint area. The flip side, too, is I like Nembhard. I do think Nembhard is like I wanted the Knicks to draft Nembhard. He has great court vision. He was one of the best passers his year in college, that last year before he came out. into
And
the
his
draft.
brother just came out this past
I
year.
know,
He didn't
I
get-
know.
I don't know if he got drafted.
But
I don't know if they took him.
no,
I'm
no,
telling
he
you,
got
I think
drafted,
it's
but I don't know. I
crazy.
forgot which team he's on.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is you can't replace the big play, the big moment of Halliburton. Like
No,
Halliburton
you
just
see,
does
that's
a
the
lot.
key. He surprised me because I wasn't a great Halliburton fan, but I mean, as far as clutch,
Yeah, he's clutch.
you can't tell
He's
me there was
clutch.
a better clutch player in the playoffs other than that young man. So I got to give it to him. And I thought I'd never hear myself mouthing those words, but he came up total clutch when the game mattered. On the line game, money on the table, Halliburton was there. So, I mean, I'm not an Indiana fan. I'm a total Knicks fan.
And you know what? To your
you gotta
point,
respect the people you compete against.
right? And to your point,
I didn't like Larry Bird, but I mean, Larry Bird earned that respect when the game was on the line. Bernard King, game on the line. People don't talk about him enough. I get tired of his disrespect. Game on the line. Bernard King was one of the most clutch players you could see, period. Point blank.
That's a good point.
And they don't talk about him enough. We Knicks fans, we need to be
I mean, we talk
back
about
up.
him, but yeah, but
we talking about, but also Bernard, people forget they won against Boston. That was Boston's only, I think, loss was in '84 was to the Knicks. Bernard King was playing with fractured fingers. One player, Rory Sparrow, and Woodson was on his team with Cartwright, and Bernard took them to 7 games. Took Boston when they had all the All-Stars in their prime to 7 games. Bernard King, 45, 50 points a game.
Yeah. Hey,
now,
man.
That's who you call a leader.
No, listen, you ain't wrong. You definitely make some really good points, and I appreciate the phone call, my brother. I thank you.
Man, you too. I appreciate the conversation. I'm gonna keep up with you, man, because I know you come on. You're never too late. You come on to keep a lot of Knicks fans from dropping off that bridge, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we try. We try.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. We're gonna see. It's gonna be a very interesting season.
All right. Hit that bell for still Knicks fans. Let's see it, y'all.
All right, my brother. Appreciate you.
Take care. God bless.
Same to you, man. Oh man. So I think that's kind of the key. Like that is the thing. This let me get this call real quick. Caller, you are live. SKF Weekly. Your name and where you calling from?
Hey, what's going on, Ron? This is Icewater.
What up, Ice? What's happening?
I'm good. I wasn't even going to call. I just was listening to your last caller. Did he say that he'd rather have Cam Thomas than Mikal Bridges?
No, Cam Johnson.
Oh.
Yeah, Cam Johnson.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cam Johnson played defense. And he shoot that 3. Yeah. Not Thomas.
I don't even know about that.
Oh, well, you know.
All right. Do you agree with this Ben Simmons thing? With the Knicks holding up everything for Ben Simmons? First of all, does it really matter? The 9th or 10th guy is not really going to play that much anyway. But I don't see the fascination with Ben Simmons.
I think that it's hard to talk about something you haven't seen, but I think that the Knicks have a plan in place to make the team one of the best offenses in the NBA, if not the best in the NBA. And if they could bring in Ben Simmons with the players that they already have, I think they feel they can be the number 1 offense in the NBA, especially with the fact that, obviously Indiana's lost some people, but I think they think that. And and maybe not, they won't be the best 3-point shooting team, maybe not, because there's other teams that shoot the ball well, like Boston and whatever they got going on. But as far as overall offense and being able to score and put up high numbers of points and have good efficiency with good movement, I think they think that bringing in Ben Simmons, along with having Brunson, having that two-headed monster, as far as like if the ball's in Brunson's hands, you're gonna have to double team and get it out of his hands. He's gonna have to move it to somebody else. Whatever they tried to do with Cat, same thing. But if you put the ball in somebody like Ben Simmons' hands, he can orchestrate and get the guys good looks. Yeah, we know he can't shoot. We know that. But the point is, he's been working on his shot, and if he can get to the point where he can start, because I think the biggest difference with Ben Simmons, guys, because I've been looking at a lot of Ben Simmons tape. I had to stop looking at it because I was like, it's like, the Bible, you know what I mean? BC and stuff. Like, I had to watch before the injury and then after the injury and seeing which Ben we're going to get. We know we're getting the after the injury Ben, but I had to look at some of the before injury Ben just to see, like, not just, what he did well, but how he moved. And so I was looking at how he moved in Philadelphia. That was prime Ben. We know that. Then I said, okay, well, he got injured a couple times. Then he went to Brooklyn. And I started looking at him in Brooklyn after having a couple injuries. His movement was really good. Then he got injured again, and then he got into that shape of that I don't know what Ben Simmons is anymore. Last year with the Clippers, I looked at a couple highlights of him. He started to move a little bit better. I don't know if he's back to moving like 60% to 70% of what he was, but if he can be, that's going to stop the defense from keying on him. Because, yes, we know he can't shoot, but if he can get past his guy and get to a mid-range spot or get closer into the lane, that'll make up for that. Guess he's working on his layups too. He's working on the confidence.
I can't believe that you're saying that.
I can't believe it either, man. But I'm looking at. I really can't believe. You know what it is, Ice? I'm looking at the fact.
No. You're now you're starting to be one. No. You're talking about Ben Simmons before the injury and after the injury. We got to deal with now.
Well, that's what I mean.
Right now, in the last couple of years, Ben Simmons has been a non-factor. He's been sitting on the bench everywhere that he's in Brooklyn and with the Clippers. All right. Either because they won't play him or he's injured. So I don't know. And again, just like I said, I don't understand what his fascination is. Thinking that Ben Simmons is going to come in and improve your offense. Wow. I don't understand where this guy has proven to anybody in the last 4 years that he's going to come in and help your offense.
Well, I mean, it's all about what you think. I mean, first off, as I said before, I'm not going to go back and forth and try to plead it to my fellow Knicks fans because we haven't seen it. Like, we got to see it to believe it. And I'm just saying that this Knicks team is not going to be the same Knicks team you saw. And I think, for a lot of us, it's hard to understand that. We used to the Knicks team being a certain product. We're not used to the Knicks team being an offensive team.
Listen, I'm not even talking about that.
No, but I hear you. But I think
the Knicks was more of an offensive team last year.
Yeah, that was the first time we got to see it.
They weren't really a defensive team.
I agree.
They were more of an offensive team last year. So it's not that nobody hasn't seen it. All I'm saying is that I'll give you an example. You get Ben Simmons, Josh Hart, and Mitchell Robinson on the floor together. That's terrible.
It is terrible.
So I'm just saying, you already got Josh Hart that can't shoot. You've got Mitchell Robinson that's an offensive liability. Why would you get another guy that's an offensive liability?
But
even if he's not going to play a lot.
But if you got, it depends on what you're saying though. If you got Ben Simmons, Josh Hart, and Mitchell Robinson off there on the floor with Brunson and Cat, it's a different story.
That's still terrible. That's still bad.
No, because Brunson, if you put the ball in Brunson's hands, Brunson don't need nobody. As long as he's not getting double teamed, he can do whatever he wants out there on the court. He's going to get to the basket. He's going to get a shot. And if he can get it to Cat in a good spot which is what we think is going to happen now that the Knicks are going to run some offensive sets and have a good system. I'm basically what I'm trying to say is how we look at what Ben Simmons can do, or even I don't even think the way Josh Hart, the way we saw him play last year, is going to be the same in way all the time. I think we're going to see a different Josh Hart because of the way the Knicks are going to move on offense. But I hear what you're saying, and I'm just telling you that the Knicks need another ball handler. We don't have a lot of competent guys that can have the ball and make proper decisions and get guys open. Ben Simmons at least knows how to do that.
And again, you're talking about Ben Simmons in Philadelphia.
No, I'm talking about no. See, that's why I said
no.
I'm not talking about Ben Simmons in Philadelphia.
Ben Simmons in Brooklyn, when he was on the floor, he was a minus. That dude, that was 4 against 5 when Ben Simmons was on the floor. Please don't tell me that Ben Simmons was helping was helping the Nets with their offense.
I mean, I could pull up.
Ben Simmons was a non-factor.
But you're I know. See, but the thing is, I hear what you're saying, but I can also pull up highlights of Ben Simmons getting busy in Brooklyn, having almost triple doubles in Brooklyn. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I know that if you put a good team around Ben Simmons with guys who can score the basketball, he can get them into good opportunities. That's the only reason why I want Ben Simmons here. I know he can play some defense too, but that's the only thing I'm looking for.
Pretty sure that. Would you agree that Ty Lue is a better coach than Mike Brown?
No, I can't say that.
Okay. All right. Let's say that Ty Lue is a competent coach.
Okay. No, he's more than competent. Ty Lue is a great NBA coach. I'm just saying I can't say that he's better than Mike Brown. He is definitely right there. They're right there.
So you're saying Mike Brown is a great coach?
He is a great coach. 2 coaches of the year, 4 assistant coach, championships.
That's different. That's a different discussion.
Well, okay, let me ask you this before you continue. Do you think that Tom Thibodeau is a great coach?
No.
Why not?
He's a good coach, not a great coach. He's a good coach.
Okay, and you think it's because of the championships? That's what makes him not a great coach?
No, not just because of the championships. It's because of the way that he coaches. It's how far he's gotten in the playoffs. It's the player development, all of that stuff. All of that stuff in a nutshell.
Okay.
That's where I put it at.
Okay,
so
that's fair.
No, he's a good coach.
That's fair.
He's not, he's not a terrible coach. He's not a bad coach, but he's not a great coach either. And that's where I put Mike Brown. I put Mike Brown he's a good coach. Great. But anyway.
I would think go ahead.
I would think that Ty Lue, if Ben Simmons is what you're talking about, and there's a decent amount of offensive weapons with the Clippers this past season. Mm-hmm. Decent amount. What was Ben Simmons doing with a decent amount of weapons, pretty good amount of weapons with the Clippers?
I mean, he was getting 12 minutes a game. I know. I know what you're saying. And I also could point to the fact that he only played about 26 to 30 games with the Clippers. It's not a lot. It's not a good sample size. I get it.
I personally, I really don't think he's going to pick the Knicks anyway.
I don't think he is either. I think we're waiting for no reason. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I think the Knicks should just go ahead and just pick somebody. They're going to be the 9th or 10th man anyway.
I think
you got a whole bunch of people that are going to be in front of that guy. What are we waiting for Ben Simmons for?
I think if I just had to say, if I had to call this what it is, I think the New York Knicks are looking at Ben Simmons in his 6'10" frame, knowing that he can handle the basketball, knowing that he can still play decent defense, and thinking that they can catch lightning in the bottle because he has been working out with new training staff the past year and a half. He's in a better mental mind state. They think they're going to bring him over here. We have the best training staff in the NBA right now. We have new coaches. They think that they can just get the best out of him for a season. That's all I think. They think they can catch lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, and people just there's a reason that people study history. There's a reason for that. Ben Simmons, every year there's a tape. There's a tape in the summer. You could probably look it up. Every year there's a tape. Ben Simmons working on his game. Ben Simmons shooting jump shots. Ben Simmons. There's always a tape every summer, and then every year during the NBA season, you don't see none of that stuff that you've seen on a summer tape. None of it. So
I'm with you on that. You listen, I'm with you. I say the same thing about Mitch. I don't need to see Mitch putting the ball between his legs and shooting threes.
Same thing about Mitch. Same thing about Mitch. You see Mitch shooting free throws. You see Mitch doing crossover dribbles and all of that. Getting it in the game. And this dude's got Roberto Duran hands. Okay. All right.
I hear you on that. That we are in agreement with. I hear you on that. Yeah, we'll see, man. Listen, I don't know. He's like right now he's holding the Knicks hostage. I'm glad that they've tried to move away from Giannis and not let him hold us hostage. But then Shams is trying to get him to hold us hostage again. Like, we just got to move on. So if Ben's gonna make a decision, let it happen.
If Giannis said that he wanted to be traded tomorrow, if he woke up in the morning and he said, I don't want to play in Milwaukee no more, there's 4 other teams that could give Milwaukee a better package than the Knicks.
True. And the fact that he doesn't have a no trade clause is terrible. So yeah, they can ship him wherever they want to.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And don't think like, Giannis says, oh, I want to go to the Knicks. Milwaukee's going to go, oh, okay, well, we'll send you to the Knicks. We'll take whoever the Knicks give. That is not happening. So you can forget Giannis. But anyway, man, thanks for taking my call as always. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, listen, Ice is always fun, man. I know this Ben Simmons stuff is kind of crazy. And I just want to say this. I'm no Ben Simmons apologist. I just think the Knicks think they need another ball handler. They like his height, and they like the fact that listen, when he's locked in, he's an excellent defender. Will he ever be the defender he was back in the day? Probably not, because you got to have all of your abilities together. And, he's not the same since he got injured. But I did see good defense.
And that's just what I'm talking about. Mentally, he's not the same player mentally. So, everybody's thinking about, you hear the name and you think, oh, Ben Simmons, but he's not the same guy physically or mentally. I think he's more the same guy physically than he is. He's not the same guy mentally.
Yeah.
So, and when you get on the court, I just don't think that he's the same defender. I think this is a reputation thing with Ben Simmons. I think,
he is a 3-time All-Star. I guess that plays into it. Yeah, listen.
Okay.
Now, maybe look, maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know.
Look, Jordan Clarkson is not, the greatest ball handler in the world, right? I'm not saying that he's a point guard or anything like that, but, I'd rather have the ball in Jordan Clarkson's hands than having Ben Simmons on the floor. Right? Nah. And I'm not saying that they should do that. I'm just saying, I would feel more better with Jordan Clarkson controlling the offense than Ben Simmons.
Listen, I hope they figure out a way to use these guys to their best ability. I like Clarkson, but I know Clarkson can go ham sometimes. Sometimes he never seen a shot he don't like. I just need them to reel these guys in. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That's true, though. But you know something? I'd rather have to rein you in than to push you out. I'd rather have to to hold you back a little bit than, to try to force you to be aggressive. And that's not something that you have to do with Jordan Clarkson. He's going to be aggressive. You don't got to worry about that. So
right.
Well, I like that.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Look, all I say is the biggest thing that's going to surprise a lot of Knicks fans is I don't think our offense is going to be, even though it was an improved offense this year, it's going to be totally different than Mike Brown and his offensive coach or coaches that he brings in. I think we're going to have a true offensive system that we are not used to having. Of course, we run sets, but as far as having a go-to offensive system that you can depend on that is not predictable, because everybody knows the one thing about the New York Knicks last year is we were predictable. Everybody knew exactly what we were doing on both sides of the basketball. So we'll see. But hey, man, Ice, thank you for the call once again, man. And we'll see what happens. I already told y'all. Look, I say a lot of things up here. I'm critical about certain things, and I'm positive about other things. I talk about Josh Hart, but Josh Hart is my favorite Knick. Doesn't matter. I can still talk about him, but he's still my favorite Knick. And even though we're talking about Ben Simmons, I don't want Ben Simmons. I want Landry Shamet. I've said that. Nobody else wants him, but I want him.
Yeah,
so
I'd much rather have Landry Shamet. I much would, yeah. And I'm not even a fan of his.
Yeah, well, I wasn't either. Before Landry Shamet came to the Knicks, I was not like, Landry Shamet? What? But he made me a believer. I like him. I like what he can do. I'm like, yeah, let's break down the defense and shoot the ball to Landry in the corner. Let him shoot some threes. I like it. So we'll see. Anyway, man, thanks for the call, my brother. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Take it easy, man. You have a good night.
You too. Take care, bro. Shout out to the chat. Appreciate you, Juan B in the building. What up, Juan B? Said most Knicks fans don't really know. They just go off of narratives of someone they trust what they said. Most times don't know much about any players who aren't Knicks players. I mean, that is true too. And you do got to stop listening to BSPN, because BSPN has their own narratives that they try to push, especially if it's a Stephen A involved, Stephen Hader Smith. Shout out to my guy, Phil Porto in the building. What up, Phil? What's happening, my brother? Hope you're doing well. Shout out to you and all the people over there at the Knicks Nightcap, as well as the Nick of Time crew. Appreciate all y'all. Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. The Ben Simmons thing is very iffy. I can see how he could help. I know he's damaged. Listen, if it was up to me, I don't want any damage. I don't want anybody that is injury prone on the team. Some of y'all might say, but hey, what about OG and Mitch? I mean, listen, they here and now, just got to deal with it. And OG has been, pretty healthy for the most part since he's been here. He's gotten hurt, but, for the most part, he's been pretty, and he's come back from injury. He's shown that he's tough. That's good. Another thing, too, is Cat. Let me tell you something. Shout out to Cat. Cat's gotten injured and gotten banged up a lot this year, and he showed that he's tough. He plays. He might get hurt and miss a game or two and come back and still play and get banged up and play the next game. Like, I got to give Cat props. Cat he's tough. He plays through injuries. I rock with him. That's I could say he's tough. So yeah, man. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm just like Phil says, like Landry more than Simmons, but I feel the way our roster is set up, what Ben can offer if he plays well would be more helpful. I agree. If we could get a Ben Simmons that could come here and play, somewhat healthy basketball, I think he can help the team. I'm not 100% sure he will, but I also understand that the Knicks probably feel like, and worst comes to worst, you'd rather have Ben on our team than have him go to one of your competitors. But I don't think he's really going to go to a team where it would bite us. Like, even if he went to Boston, they ain't got Tatum. They lost Drew Holiday. They're not necessarily the same team. And I don't think, who knows if Horford's coming back over there. If he wants to go to Boston because that's where he can get the most minutes, go to Boston. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I could see where the thought is. But I just want it to be over already, man. Like, I'd much rather them just say tomorrow, hey, Ben Simmons is a Knick, or Ben Simmons ain't a Knick. Like, can we just move on? I just can't believe we over here waiting for the decision. Like I said, like this is LeBron or somebody. Like, what are we doing? This is killing me. I saw something. No, I didn't hear anything about Derek White getting traded. No, I don't know that to be the case. Hmm? What's that about, Kerry? Uh-oh. Shamit to Charlotte. I don't know. I gotta look into that. Caller, you on live with SKF Weekly. What's going on? Your name and where you calling from?
This is Yuri.
Hey, what up, Yuri?
Special one today.
What's happening?
I hate you, my brother. Doing good?
Yeah, man, I can't complain. I'm hanging in there, brother. What's on your mind?
Oh man, just this whole Ben Simmons sweepstakes bull crap. I'm like, come on, is it really a sweepstakes? It's more like a pit stop more than a sweepstakes, brother.
Well, yeah.
I don't understand it.
I mean, the thing is, if we had somebody that could really, like, if Marcus Smart could have said, "It's all right, I'll rock with you guys. I don't care what minutes I play," we wouldn't even be talking about Ben Simmons. He would already be a Knick. But
Right.
He wanted more minutes, so I can understand that.
I understand that too.
It's a shame though, because I just think that it's much better for us to just know what's our team, man. What's our team? Oh, I think you might still have the sound on in the background, Yuri. If you could cut that down.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay, cool.
I did.
Man, I just like I don't know, man. I don't know. I really, the problem with Ben Simmons too is that, if he becomes a part of the team, like people, I don't know what necessarily he would be on this team. Like people are saying that he's probably starting. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not sure.
I don't know either, man. It kills me too, because like, we even heard a rumor that he put us dead last.
Yeah.
Put us dead last. Just push it on. And like, if that's how you feel, do you even want to play in New York? You gotta have a thick skin, man.
It's
we also
true.
were happy with you. Julius Randle, man, I give him credit for him trying to play in New York. He was not made out for New York, too, man. But that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah, but, we kind of, well, it is what it is. I mean, it was circumstances. We kind of did Julius dirty out the door, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Overall, though, this summer, man, we got 2 good pickups. We upgraded our bench. We got Yabusele. We got Jordan Clarkson. Mike Brown is going to be our head coach, right? And, a lot of people are saying that Mike Brown, might do double big lineup for us. And I would like to see how a 5-out lineup would do. I would like to see a 5-out lineup with Jalen Brunson, with Deuce starting. I would like to see Mikel at the forward and OG at the power forward and Cat. I would at least like to see how that 5-out lineup does. And if you want to play 5-out off the bench, you got Yabusele and Jordan Clarkson as well.
Well, I think you're going to see a 5-out. I think you're going to see a 5-out lineup at times with the Knicks, because that's something that Mike Brown does do. Historically, his Sacramento teams, that's what he was doing. He was doing 5-out lineups at times. So I would expect that. I would also expect them to you know, to really look to be doing a lot more motion offense. And like I said, I mean, they're looking at bringing in Chris Gent, who is someone who is some that coaches offense. And he's a former Knicks player, but you know, I just throw that out there because it's nice to know. But you know, they're looking to bring him in, and they're also looking at the guy Michael Wayner from Indiana. So they're definitely trying to make the offense be something that takes on a new life of its own. You know what I mean? So who knows? Who knows?
Trying to tap into their offensive identity now. I noticed this offseason. You know, they're trying to tap more because, like I said before, I think I even said on Colin's call show too. You don't trade for Cat. You know what I mean? If you're not going to go offense. Once you made the trade for Cat, you basically said we're going to kill you with our offense, not our defense. But when you call, we're going to with our offense.
Wait, can you say that again, Yuri? Because you were breaking up.
I said when you traded for Karl Anthony Towns, you said you're the Knicks. You said we're going to kill you with our offense. Period. That's what you said.
Right. I mean, it's true.
That's your team's identity. Your offense is your identity now.
I know I keep saying it, but I hope everybody understands that it's true, right? That it's real. The whole thing that the Knicks are moving a little bit away from, we're not saying we're not going to play defense. The Knicks they're bringing in Brendan O'Connor. Brendan O'Connor is one of the top defensive coaches in the NBA. They obviously see the need and the point of having the best possible defense they can have, but they are realizing that they have a lot of offensively skilled talent on the team that they have to maximize, that they haven't been maximizing. Even the point where, I mean, we showed it to everybody just by how we played in the season. For the first 2 months of the year, we were one of the best offenses in the league. Then in the last 2 months, we were a totally different team. We played different. We went back to ISO ball. We still had a top offense, but we weren't the same offensive juggernaut we were earlier. Also because we couldn't maintain that level of shooting. Guys struggled at shooting. Everybody's numbers took a dip from 3. So now we're trying to say, okay, and this is what I said before. You know how I always say this? If you guys really rock with me and you listen to the show, you know I always say, man, I want the Knicks to realize that just it doesn't matter who you got out there in the court. Make it easier for these guys to get buckets, back screens, curls, cuts. I don't care if it's Brunson or Cat. Give these guys easy basket opportunities. That's going to help them stay consistent. Everybody goes through slumps. They go through funks. They go through bad shooting moments. Instead of them focusing and relying on shooting threes, let them get some chippies, some easy shots, get them going. Maybe get them opportunities to go to the free throw line. And the Knicks weren't doing that enough. Tom Thibodeau wasn't doing that enough. I always complained about that. Hopefully, in a Mike Brown or the Mike Brown team, we run systems to get guys easier looks. When Mike Brown got hired, I put up some of the highlights of how he likes to run plays and how his teams are told to find the best shot, right? And this is the type of thing, that's the little thing you learn in school, like if you're on a team, you know, sometimes the coach will say, all right, get me the best shot. And so even if you think you got the best shot, he'll make you make the extra pass, right? You make 4, 5, 6 passes until you get the perfect shot. And I'm not saying Mike Brown's teams all do that all the time, but that's what I was seeing. And the highlight that I showed, they had a couple opportunities after 3 or 4 passes to take a shot. They passed the ball 6 times before they took the shot. They just trying to move the ball and put pressure on the defense until you get the open look that gets the best opportunity. That's a system.
Exactly. And when does training camp start? 2 months away from it, right?
Yeah, about a month and a half. Yeah.
The Knicks are going to be practicing that system for a good month.
I think you're right. I hope they get it. I hope they buy into it. Because that's the challenge that Mike Brown has. Mike Brown is in a very, I don't know if people understand that he's taken over for a coach that got them to the Eastern Conference Finals. But it's more than that. He's also taken over for a coach that has instilled his system with these guys for 5 years. Some of them haven't been here 5 years, but you know what I mean? For the most part, say 2 or 3 years. A lot of them are used to Tibbs' way of doing things. So Mike Brown has to come in this offseason, and in a month or so, because it's a month and a half away from training camp, then he's got about a month or so to work with these guys, which means to start the season, they ain't going to be ready, locked in with all of his principles. They're going to learn while the season is going. That's why you look at it and say, you don't want to know what this Knicks team is going to be until probably All-Star break, because that's when they'll have bought into his system and they'll understand it. Correct.
And I worry about that to a certain extent, because look at what Tibbs did throughout his entire 5-year Knicks tenure. Yes. Well, did he play the people on him? Not going to deny that. I wish the minutes were dumbed down this season. Maybe we would have had fresher legs against Indiana. Yes. Did he utilize Mikal Bridges the wrong way? 100%. I truly do believe Mikal Bridges was utilized very wrongly throughout the whole season. Not going to deny that. Did he not focus on player development? Yes, he didn't. We were playing our veterans way too many minutes. And once I think the season was done, even when we got to the playoffs, I think the season was done right after the 0-10 stat that came out. Like, I get it. I get it. The 0-10 narrative is so played out, but it kind of has a point too, because if you're going to be a playoff contender, you got to beat the elite teams. You got to beat OKC. You got to beat Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
You got to beat them.
Yeah.
You got to at least get like 5. You got to at least get like what? Can't go 0-10.
No.
Against the elite teams.
I agree with you. And like I said, it to me, and I brought that up a couple times too, I don't even care about the 0-10. I care about how it went down. We got smacked. It's not like they were close games. We had a chance to win all these games, and it just turned out a certain way. We didn't execute down the stretch. We got smacked in these games.
The way we lost.
Yes, exactly.
OKC, we're battling them for 3 quarters up until that 4th quarter. We had a 10-point lead in the first OKC game. You're going to tell me we couldn't do that in the second? Next thing you know, second game, we're getting booed off Madison Square Garden. We're getting booed off.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Another scenario. We're up double digits against the Cavs, both in Cleveland. Cleveland comes back. And they do it again on MSG. And you only got to the guy, and you got Brunson saying everything has to change. When your own point guard, I don't care if it's Brunson or anybody else, when your own point guard, Jalen Brunson, says everything has to change, it makes you wonder, was the writing on the wall for Tom Thibodeau, even if he did good in the playoffs?
Maybe. Well, I mean, apparently it was. I mean, according to reports, we're hearing that, the writing has been on the wall all season, especially if him and Leon Rose weren't speaking to each other. So, yeah, I mean, I guess,
Yeah.
Well, we'll see, Yuri, man. Listen, it's going to be a really fun season. I am just waiting to see how it all comes together because, like I said, I think we're all in for a surprise. I think we saw a little bit of it because the Knicks finally made a step to get offensive players in here to have a more dynamic team. But I think now that we're going to really, focus on having offensive systems and making us a sound basketball team on that side of the ball, I think it's going to be different. And I think that, the point of this is going to help everybody on the team. It should unlock guys like Deuce it should, if he gets playing time, it should help somebody like Kolek. It should improve. I was going to say it should improve things for Cat. McCall should be better. Everybody should be better. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, logically, I think Deuce has a breakout season this year. I think Mike Brown's not going to make that same mistake that he did with Keon Ellis. And that whole Keon Ellis situation was different.
Mm-hmm.
I was hearing a lot of stories from Sacramento Kings fans that Keon Ellis would gamble every single time on defense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Mike Brown DMP'd him a lot.
Ah, interesting.
So some info for y'all, for us Knicks fans, basically pretty much certifying that Mike Brown is cutthroat, but also he will rely on who he has as well. So it's going to be a real concern too at the same time.
Right.
You have a good too. Will the Knicks buy into Mike Brown's system?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the challenge.
It's going to be very important. That's going to be very, very important. And so shout out to Dripmore. Dripmore said, why didn't the Clippers keep Ben? That was a question I had, bro. I mean, all this stuff, the Ben Simmons sweepstakes right now. And I was like, well, why didn't the Clippers try to hold on to him? That had me curious.
If you want to know who I think the Knicks get that last bet spot to, I think they're going to re-sign Landry.
I think
there's no reason.
I think they should. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I know Kerry Cox said something about Landry was considering Charlotte or whatever, or I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. But hey, as always, Yuri, a great call. I appreciate you, man. I want us to get to a point where we actually have a little bit more to go off of. And I would really love, I know it doesn't happen a lot with New York's team. I would love if we could get like some coaching insight, some insight as to what is the plan for the team. Even if you don't want, I hope we do. I hope we do.
I don't, because if I remember correctly, I remember Tom Thibodeau was very, very controlling. He always wanted to be in control. Even with the assistant coaching that he had, he always was in control. He wanted to do things his way. And ultimately, in the end, it bite him in the butt.
Right. We're going to see what happens, man. It's I don't know, man. I just want the Knicks to be a little bit more transparent.
It's finals or bust this season. It's going to be an impossible task for Mike Brown. It really will be.
No, it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough for him. It is. But I think he's the type, he can live up to it. He'll figure out a way, or he'll get fired again. I mean, I don't know.
I just hope we don't get on a coaching carousel. That's what I'm worried about.
I think that's what they definitely want to avoid. You can't have a coaching carousel when you're trying to win a championship. They gotta lock in. They gotta figure it out. This guy got to make it work. Or if it don't work, see, the thing is, that's why it's important. Your assistant coaches are very important. So, you got to make sure you get the right hires, because they can help the team get better. And if you don't, let me tell you something. After Tom Thibodeau and bringing in Mike Brown, if they don't have the right coach, then the coach has got to be on the team right now. You have to set it up so that the coach is here. You ain't going out and finding another coach in free agency, or amongst the people. Your coach better be here already, because we can't keep doing this.
I know. We've avoided. I'm gonna end it off here because I know you got calls coming up. Here's the thing: we haven't had a coaching carousel in a decade. Keep that in mind. We haven't had a coaching carousel in a decade.
Right.
5 coaches at one point throughout the entire decade. Derek Fisher, Jeff Hornmack, David Fitzdale, Mike Miller. Just to name a few.
Yeah.
4 coaches at least.
Bananas. Throw Kurt Rambis in there at one point too, from earlier.
Oh yeah, he's a guy who likes, I can't say it on here because.
Yeah. I hear you. Crazy. It's crazy stuff, man. Hey, man, Yuri, as always, man, thank you for the call. Appreciate you. Let's go Knicks, bro.
So let's go Knicks.
All right, man. All right. So listen, I could be here rocking forever, taking calls, but I think it's time for me to shut her down because I still got some work to finish up before I go to work tomorrow. So good times. But hey, listen, I appreciate everybody. I do have one thing. Let me shut her down over here. One thing I wanted to say to my guy Nostalgic. It's Nostalgic. I hear you, brother. I understand you're passionate about this. I know defense is a big part of the identity of the Knicks that you want us to maintain, and you know defense wins championships. But I want you to keep that same energy because you're going to need to continue to defend that because throughout this season, this Knicks team is going to become a little different. And if they start having success, I need you to be ready to say, you know what? I understand how I feel, but it's working. That's all I need you to. I just want you to admit if it works, that if it's working and it's working well, I want you to admit to that. Only if it's working well. I hear you, but as I said, Denver Nuggets were 15th in defense. They won the championship. We almost. I mean, let me tell you something. I would have been so disgusted. You guys, you think I would? You know how sick I would have been? I would have been so sick. The Indiana Pacers was one game away from winning the championship. A team that was 18th in defense in the regular season. Just saying, it can happen. You just have to be really good on the other side of the ball. But that would have, oh my God, I can't. And you know what? The thing about it is I thought OKC was going to run away. I was like, they're going to get swept. Indiana has no shot. Indiana made it to game 7. And it had Halliburton been there, they might have had a chance to win. Terrible. It's terrible. So anything can happen. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Yeah, OKC defended, but OKC almost lost, bro. There was no guarantee that OKC was going to win that game 7. If Halliburton was healthy, I don't know, man. I was shocked. I was surprised. I didn't even think it was going to get to game 7. Couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, it is what it is. Well, hey, listen, I want to thank everybody. Shout out to Geraldine McIver, the first lady of Still Knicks fans in the building. What up, Geraldine? Good to see you as always. Let's go. But thank you guys as always for tuning in and showing love. I appreciate the support for the show as always. Shout out to Buzzer Beater. I see you, Buzzer Beater. Appreciate all y'all. Bodega Wi-Fi in the building. What up, Bodega? Listen, Khalid Pasha, what's good? This is going to be one of those years where we're just going to have to wait and see. All the stuff that we think is going to happen or what could happen, we don't know, man. This is going to be a wild season. I'm telling you, I just want to see if we're still the Jekyll and Hyde Knicks. Because, you know, under Tom Thibodeau, we were the Jekyll and Hyde Knicks. We go on streaks one way, then we go on streaks the other way. We'll see what we are. Who are we under Mike Brown? That's what I want to find out. That's what I want to know. Because I don't know yet. Shout out to my brother Fritz Alcindor Jr. in the building, the Nick NBA Economy Show and the Nick of Time Show. Appreciate you. Shout out to Craig as always. What up, Craig? Listen, man, I'm just excited. I really want basketball to hurry up and get here because this talk, I need to see some stuff in action already. I'm ready. Let's go. This feels like the longest off season ever right now, man. Especially, I guess that's because we're a good team and we want to have a chance to get back there and try to win a championship. Now these off seasons, this is dragging for me. I'm like, let's go. Let's get it going. Well, we'll see. All right. Well, guys, like I said, I appreciate y'all. Thank you once again for being here and rocking with me. Those that are tuned in on X or Facebook, please share out the show. Let them know we were rocking. For those on YouTube, please smash that like button. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I appreciate it. We are on the road to 10K, and everything you guys do to support the show helps. The other thing, too, is just a quick recap for those who might have joined late. We just talked about the quick rumors about the stuff that just doesn't go away. You know, Ben Simmons, we're still waiting for the decision. So still waiting on Ben Simmons. The Giannis Antetokounmpo stuff just won't go away either. Apparently, Shams Charania, however you want to say his last name, says that it's still it's out there in the mix that he still may want to be traded. So it's not like a dead story. It is what it is. I don't care. And then we talked about the fact that the Knicks are looking at offensive coaching hires like Chris Gent, who's with the Golden State Warriors. He was offensive coach. He was also a former Knick. Because they are looking for a person to help on the offensive side. But they're also looking at Michael Wainer, who I would love for them to get him. He is the assistant coach over in Indiana, who's a part of their offensive system. And if we could steal some of that offensive system, bring that over here to the Knicks. We also talked about Brendan O'Connor and his defensive prowess and how good of a defensive coach he is, heralded throughout the NBA as one of the best defensive coaches. The Clippers were number 3 in defense last year in the NBA. And since he's been with the Clipper team and they've had defensive weapons, they have had a good defensive team. So I say that to say that Mike Brown is trying to round out his coaching staff and bring in some coaches that can actually make a difference to help this Knicks team be a better team this year. So stay tuned, guys. We got some good stuff in the mix. Eventually, it'll become official. None of these coaches have been officially acknowledged yet, but we'll see. So anyway, man, thank you, everybody, once again. Appreciate y'all for being here and rocking with me. This has been another great show. Y'all have a great day, rest of your day tonight, and hopefully a beautiful day tomorrow. Hey, as I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks fans, we'll be back again, whether it be on Monday nights at 9 p.m. for SKF Weekly with myself, my brother John, and my brother Jose when they're here. We rocking out. Or on Saturdays for Know the Ledge at 11:30 a.m. as I rock with y'all open panel style, talk y'all off the ledge if need be. And y'all help talk me off the ledge too sometimes. So appreciate y'all. Whenever I can mix in a state of the game and we can talk about some deeper subjects with basketball, whether it be the Mets or the Giants, we'll do that as well, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Buzzer Beater says, where is Marjan? Marjan is going to be looking for another team somewhere. He's the one dude who's the odd man out, unfortunately. We just don't have a spot for him. So, shout out to Marjan. We're trying to figure out who's going to be on a two-way. And don't worry about it, guys. Like, if guys ain't on a two-way, that don't mean they won't be. I mean, they could still be a part of the G League team. And, like Moses Brown wasn't a two-way player, but he was a part of the G League. So Dink Pate could be a part of the Knicks G League. We'll see. Yeah. But anyway, that's a whole nother, ball of wax. But thank you again, guys. Hey, as I always say, no matter what happens, the good, the bad, the ups and downs, we here. We still Knicks fans. So, be good. And if you can't be good at it. I'm out. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Take care. Let's go Knicks.
New York Knicks. First. Go Knicks.
We can finally, start playing, man. So much talk this whole summer. It's felt like so long because we've had so much to talk about. At times it's been kind of slow, but we've been talking, right? But we've actually had a really good off season for this New York Knicks team, and it's been very active. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Knicks family, we in the building. I am the Objective Fan from the Objective Knicks Fan channel. And I'm going to give a big salute to Ron and John from Still Knicks Fans.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Knicks family, I'm Stephanie, a.k.a. Blood Sweat. We are still Knicks.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Lady and the Chef, from Two Knicks Chick Podcast. Still a Knicks fan.
What's good, party people in the place to be? It's your main man.
been Knicks fans since 2011. As you can see, I'm still a Knicks fan. I've been here.
What's up, everybody? This is Steve Lodge 21 at Two Knicks Chicks Podcast, and I'm still a Knicks fan.
Yo, this is your boy Sim from Nothing But Knicks. Through all the struggles, through all the heartache and pain, ladies and gentlemen, I am still a Knicks fan.
Peace, y'all. This is Apollo Reed from the Garden Knicks crew. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm still a Knicks fan.
I'm still here. We're still here. Still Knicks fans. It's a fandom. It's a lifestyle.